When it comes to movies and video games, I think there should be a clear line between what is acceptable and what is not. Well, that clear line wasn't in anybody's consciousness when this little game called Shrek's Hassle at the Castle came out back in 2002. Now granted, there were other Shrek games that did come out around this time. Well, I personally think that before we cover the monstrosity that this game is, let's take a look at the other ones, shall we? First, there is Shrek Swamp Kart Speedway. Yeah, try saying that 5 times fast. This was a Game Boy Color game that was basically a complete ripoff of Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo. I wouldn't say the Game Boy Advance version since that came out a year later in 2003. The graphics are obviously not that impressive and do not have the same thought and process like other games that were released at its time. There are not many characters to choose from either, only 8. But the one thing that is very annoying to me is the music. I mean, just listen to this. My God, the music is unforgiving to my ears. Another thing that is very annoying are the courses. Especially, not the courses, but just the bizarre name. Like during the movie, did you ever hear the words like Shrek's Bag and Bayou, Donkey's Giant Logmaros? Yeah, those sound disgusting. Besides, let's actually get down to the gameplay. I mean, it's a Nintendo game, so the controls can't be that bad. Right? My God, it's worse than I predicted. The control is so unbelievably bad. Well, despite coming in third, I have to say that this game is complete shit. And I don't blame my lack of experience. I blame the god-awful controls and the music for distracting me. That is all I have to say. Well, that's a wrap. I am sticking with my Mario Kart on the N64, thank you very much. Well, sadly, the worst has yet to come. This is Shrek Treasure Hunter on PlayStation. Now, it might be an easier name to pronounce than the previous Shrek game I just talked about, but we're talking about the gameplay. And after playing this game for about 10 minutes, I can safely say this game is complete garbage. I mean, just look at it. This is literally all you do. Go around, collect some pieces of cake for some reason that's never fully justified, but it's not the mission that really is the point that I get raged. It's the fact that there's no other characters ever mentioned or even shown in this game. I mean, where's Donkey, the villagers, the fairy tale creatures, Lord Farquaad? The villain of the movie should be a boss in this game, at least. Why the fuck doesn't this game have any of the other characters? In fact, if you listen closely, you can hear the sounds of all the villagers whispering in the bushes in shame. I'm just kidding you. There's no music at all. If I was gonna go on a stupid treasure hunt like this, I would at least try to attack certain things. I mean, you should be able to attack things in a game, right? But guess what? You never punch in this game. This game, sadly, takes place entirely in one setting that lasts about 20 minutes in the actual movie. That just blows my mind. I mean, you never see the cornfield, you never see the Kingdom of Duloc, and you obviously never see the castle in which Princess Fiona's trapped in. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Well, I can safely say that this game is up there with one of the most boring games I've ever played. And if you want to challenge me on that statement, well, I have played Wii Play, which is a bunch of mini games that's not worth anything. Harry Potter, which this game is really crappy. and Animal Crossing. Now, I know it's a decent game, but it's better than the games I'm playing right now. And before I discuss any of those games, I just want to get this stuff over with. Because now it's time to play the most awful game in Shrek game history. I am talking about the infamous Fairy Tale Freakdown. This game is basically another ripoff of a popular series, Street Fighter, or Mortal Kombat. It was released on Game Boy Color, but the graphics look like they might as well be on NES, or even worse, Atari 5200. The music, my god, don't get me started with it. Just listen to it. It sounds like a pixelated auto-tune mess. The goal of this game is very simple: kick all of the fairy tale characters' asses before they beat yours. Which is very easy because the controls get so awful that I have never pulled off a successful combo. By the way, about this game, one thing I never understood: why am I fighting my own allies? I mean, come on, the big bad wolf, Pinocchio, the gingerbread man? Two of them aren't even bad guys, for crying out loud. I should be fighting the villagers, or the soldiers in Duloc, or Farquaad himself. Yeah, you know him, right? I mentioned him before, the actual villain in the movie all these fucking games are supposed to be based on. Why isn't he in any of them? You know what? Screw this. That's enough. I cannot think of anything that could possibly redeem the image of a good movie game based off the original Shrek. Well, there is one game left. This is the final game. This is the one that I hope I can put some faith in. Well, this game has the same concept as the other games with its opening menus. You get a very nice shot of a... Holy crap. That is an actual scene in the movie.
Oh, undernowing.
Okay, I see it now. Yeah, the big shiny one right there, right? That one there.
That's...
Well, let's start a new game so we can have a true experience. Well, what do you know? The villagers are in this game, and I have to punch them out. Finally! Something that I get off my wish list. Once you kill all of them, you have to rescue Donkey and beat up the guard. Okay, the next level is actually pretty cool. One thing that I have to admit that I appreciate, it's a straightforward game. You can jump on the ledges and get on moving logs, punch people, jump on vines like Donkey Kong, and much more. But there's one level that I absolutely hate. It's this one, the one where you have to keep this little piggy safe. I mean, isn't that the pig that made a house made out of straw? He even admits that he's smart.
Flush that beats a full house, or...
No, that's a full house.
Oh, it's not my turn?
Believe me, I know about houses. I built mine out of straw. I'm not an idiot.
Anyways, after you kill all the wolves and save the pig, you have to be an escort for Little Red Riding Hood. Okay, I'm sorry that I have to keep on referencing the movie Hoodwinked, but... Movie, please explain.
So, you really took a beating from a little girl.
Hey.
You know, there you go. If Little Red Riding Hood was the champ in her karate class or whatever, why couldn't she just, protect herself from the big bad wolf? Okay, why does she need Shrek or Donkey to protect her, I mean, Shrek, sure, he can punch, but she can, kick him and everything. If you actually see the movie Hoodwinked, she kicks his ass in, 10 seconds. I mean, she kind of had the right to. He was kind of, I don't know, stalking her. But why doesn't she just do this in that game? Whatever. Now we get to a very frustrating level. For the longest time, I could not beat this level. Mainly because there is a time limit. 150 seconds. That's right. I am in a hurry. The jumping on these cliffs doesn't help at all. Finally, I get to this point in the game. Yes! And what do you know? Now I have to do a mission that is worse than protecting the pig. I have to catch a stupid Farquaad mascot. Simple, right? Far from it. This guy is the fastest motherfucker ever. And while he gets to run on the street that is clearly the foreground, I have to jump on these stupid boxes in the background. Yeah. Graphic logic, right? I am not kidding. I am trying my hardest and using the proper technique I have figured out for button mashing, and it is still next to impossible for me to capture him. I played this countless times, and I still cannot catch this prick. You know what? I give up. Well, since I can't get through even half the game, there's no point in really going on. By the looks of it, Shrek Hassle at the Castle, it is a playable game, but it's not the type of game that you would play if you were looking for a good Shrek game. If you were looking for a good Shrek game, you might as well just stop looking right now, because there's clearly none. I mean, this game, it's the best of the games that I've reviewed so far, but that's not saying much though. But overall, Shrek Hassle at the Castle is a hassle to play. It clearly said hassle right here. Right here. I'm Gaming Greg, the one, the only, and the best there ever was. Good night.